Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 with Zebu Nation. FC Cincinnati, I almost forgot what we were doing here. It's FC Cincinnati winding down to the end of the season, the 2019 MLS regular season. Let's take a look at the competition, see where we're at. Fourth place in the Eastern Conference after 28 games. Got a total of 45 points, so we're looking okay. Haven't quite secured playoff spot yet, but we're getting very, very close. There's only 6 games left in the season. Take a look at the schedule, see where we're at. Philadelphia and Montreal is what we're looking at today. Last week, we played Atlanta, lost 2-1, and then we beat Toronto FC 3-2 in a miraculous comeback victory sparked by Ledesma and his special teams wizardry. 3 assists for Ledesma. So we need some more of that magic this week versus Philadelphia, who I believe beat us last time we played. Let's take a look at the old schedule. Is there a way to... Does anybody see Philadelphia on the list? There they are. Yes, they whooped us 3-0 last time we played. That's no good. So we got a little bit of revenge factor going versus the old Union. Yeah, I almost forgot who they were. Philadelphia Union. All right. So let's take a look at Philadelphia, see what they're all about. They got some decent players here. Austin Trusty, central defender, 4-star player. Pico, 4-star. David Akam, of course. They got him from Chicago a couple of seasons ago. Mark McKenzie, Marcus Epps on the disabled list, so we're not going to see him. They've got several grayed out players going on here. What's up with that? 20 players on their registration, so that's not great, especially when they've got all those grayed out players who could be playing. Let's see. Are any of them in the starting lineup? None of them are in the starting lineup, but they do have 2 of them in reserves. That's pretty bad. But, we can't take that for granted. We've lost to teams with a worse roster than this. They do have 2 injuries and a red card, however, in their starting lineup, so things could get a little testy out there. Meanwhile, in terms of our own team here, we got some club news going on. Coelho's, the big story. Coelho's transfer canceled. So we tried to bring up a young kid from our academy the last week of the season, but for whatever reason, the paperwork took too long, and the roster deadline has passed, so we can make no more changes to our roster. Can't bring anybody in, can't send anybody out, nothing. The roster is set from now until until the end of the season, whenever we lose. Also, that trade I talked about last week fell through. We were trying to bring in Christian Ramirez to the club, but turns out his salary was too much to bear. $600,000. We could have spent all of our allocation money and bought down some other contracts, but at this point in the season, with 6 games to go, it's not really good money management to spend all that money to bring in a guy who we would have to re-sign his contract anyway, and probably wouldn't want to keep him around, couldn't afford him. It would have been like a roster mess. We would have spent a lot of allocation money for no reason. That allocation money does roll over to the next year, so it's better to just keep a handle on that money and save it for later. That does, however, leave us in a bad position striker-wise. We only have 2.5 strikers on the roster. We've got Michael Barrios, who can come in if necessary and is an emergency striker, but that's it. So Coelho and Ramirez were going to be our other striker options, but that is not to be. So we're going to have to go with the flow as it is. And speaking of strikers, no, not that. Kiri Shelton, name I was looking for, he's complaining. He wants more playing time because obviously Adi's not playing that great. So he's wondering why he's not playing. And basically, he's unhappy now, so that's no good. I mean, I don't want to play him. I definitely don't want to play him at right wing. We got too many good right wing options now. So the only place for him is striker. And maybe we should put him up there because Adi's just not performing. But it's not like Shelton has been performing either. We can make him a pressing forward so we can do a little bit more of our pressing stuff. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll do that, and that's fine. We'll make the leap and see what happens. So this week, as we mentioned, Philadelphia. It's an important game. We need to win this game. Where is Philadelphia on the list, by the way? They are just out of playoff contention. They're 6 points back of Chicago. So they're not really threatening us at the moment, but they still have an outside shot at the playoffs. So this is going to be a very, very important game for Philadelphia. It's a must-win, basically, for them. So here we go. This is going to be our lineup. We're going to submit the team. Yes, we got some guys lacking match sharpness. Got a couple of surprises in the lineup today. We'll see if the journalists mention that. Before we get to that, some interesting names here for Philadelphia. Coloco in at goal. De La Garza, McKenzie, Trusty, McDonald. Not familiar with very many of those guys. De La Garza, but not really anybody else. Picot, Bedoya, Medehanin, Alexander, midfield. Very familiar midfield. Sapong and Akam. Although this guy, Alexander, I don't recognize him per se. 31 years old. Come in on a trade for Montreal. 10 appearances for him, so he might be a new guy. But anyway, for our team, we got Stefan in goal. Romney, Akugo's back at central defense. Marquez, Miller, Richie Salvador, the angry, stern-looking young academy player, getting his second appearance of the season. I decided, you know what? Let's bring him in. Let's give him a couple of minutes. Start him. See what he can do. If not, we got Beasler on the bench who can come in for him. It's fine. Delgado, Ledesma, Crispum, Barrios, and Shelton up top. You saw us make that change. So it's an interesting lineup. Let's see what we can do. Hand over to the assistant. Let's go. Kickoff. Not many people would put a 17-year-old in the game when your team is struggling, when your team is trying to make a playoff push. But you know what? Sometimes you get a feeling. And he's a natural center mid, which is what we play there. Barrios gets a yellow card immediately. And, just sometimes you get a feeling. You look at a guy, you look up and down the roster, you see a name, and you're like, yeah, let's see what he can do today. Here's Bedoya charging in, sends one wide for the first shot of the game, really. We have 2 shots, none on target. That didn't even count as a shot for Philadelphia, so they technically have no shots. Medehanin injured. Here's Ledesma again from the corner. Can he get some magic again? Akugo with the header to Marquez. Barrios, Delgado. Everybody is getting their shots deflected. That's good defense by Philadelphia. Medehanin, even though he's injured, gets it forward. David Akam to Sapong. Defense is racing back. Great slide tackle by number 4. That's Marquez. Great tackle. Philadelphia does get a corner out of it, though. Medehanin. Stefan has to dive for that one in the midst of all sorts of traffic. A throw in now for Philadelphia. Let's see if we can get a counterattack out of this. Good steal by Akugo. McDonald. Ledesma gets it up. Shelton sort of stands there. Richie Salvador. Nice head down. Gets it to Crispum. Crispum outrunning the referee. It's always a good sign. Then turns it over, trying to get it to Barrios. Picot sends it forward. Marquez. Shelton a little more active there. Crispum looking. Gets it out wide. Barrios doesn't go for it. Sapong now on the counterattack. David Akam using his great speed. Trying to figure out what to say about that. I mean, the keeper comes rushing out and just sort of dives late. I would have preferred he sort of squared himself up, maybe, because he had help coming. He should have squared himself up and readied for the shot, but instead he charged. So I don't know if I like that. From Stefan, seeing a 6.4 rating. Barrios has been booked. Tell him to ease off tackles. How's Richie Salvador doing right now? All right, Barrios is injured. So we're going to get him out of there. Injured. That's fine. We planned for this. Senora is going to come in off the bench. That's fine. We might just start Senora for the rest of the season. Barrios keeps getting injured. He's not playing particularly well when he's in there. So this is what we got. This is what we're left with. Here we go. Coloca sends one downfield. It's a scrum at midfield. Senora misses the tackle there. Picot sends it deep, but Marquez should get there. And he does. He just bombs it. Intercepted there. Okay, McDonald for Philadelphia. Marquez wins the header to Senora. Let's see what we can do. Bombs it ahead. Shelton can't get there. Senora gets it back. He's got all kinds of space. He sends it in. Crispum. Yes. Interesting play by Senora to send that straight back into the middle. He had all kind of space out wide. I thought he was going to take it. Good work by Senora here to get the ball back. De La Garza a little lazy. Early cross. Lucas Crispum. Nice goal. Nice goal. Just sort of stole that one from Shelton. Let's give a shout. Let's encourage. Throw in near side. De La Garza. Here comes Philadelphia. They're not taking out Medjahanin. Picot is going to take it forward. They just keep trying to blast it past us. Sapong, good defense. Akugo, good defense. Maybe we should drop our line back. I don't know. Bedoya, De La Garza. Philadelphia on the attack once more. David Akam one-on-one with Akugo. Oh, Stefan finally makes a good save. Here we go. They do get a corner out of it, though. The highlights just keep rolling on. Akugo headed out. Crispum wins it, and there ends the highlight. Okay. 38 minutes. Keep losing Sapong. Here's a corner. Ledesma on the far side. Sends one in. Yes, Akugo. I think we may have settled our central defense here. He's made some nice defensive stops. And he gets a goal. Settles our team down out there. I mean, he is the team captain. You'd think we would play him more. Three minutes of added time. Ledesma with a free kick. Sends one around. Oh boy, that was a weird play there. Off the post. Goalkeeper sort of nonchalantly tapped it to his defense. That was weird. Richie Salvador is motivated, but he's only got a 6.4 rating. That's not so good. Tactics. Let's drop back. They keep going over the top. So I want to drop back. We got the lead. Let's see what we can do. I'm happy with your performance. Keep it up. Everybody's delighted with that. Let's start the second half. Maybe it's the wrong thing to do, but they just keep bombing the ball forward. That's all their chances have been on the counterattack, over the top. So let's take that away and see if they've got any other kind of offense. Stefan sitting at a 6.2 rating. Here's Medellin. Sends one in. Oh, Miller saves it off the back line. Medellin gets it back for Philadelphia. Cross field. Trusty. And there ends the highlight. Okay. Great play by Miller, heading that one away. Sapong needs to be closed down on. Okay. Here we go. Throw in. Philadelphia. De La Garza to Sapong. Philadelphia trying to build an attack now. Out wide. Sends one in. Stefan misjudged that one terribly. Okay. Cincinnati dropped down to 4th position. 45 there. Doesn't play that very well. Bedoya. Who is 45? Is that Ledesma? I think he's 45. Yeah. Look at Stefan sitting on a 4. I'm taking him out. Sack Stefan. Get out, son. Sitting at a 4.6. I'm going to embarrass you by taking you out in a 2-2 draw. In the real world, that would anger Stefan to no end to get taken out like that. I mean, he would be fuming. Sonora, though, wins the header out wide, looking, sends it across. Shelton, yes! Great play. Shelton fights off the defender, makes a break for the back post. Yeah, it's a little different than our normal target man routine, but Sonora starts it by winning the ball. Something Barrios can't really do. There he is, Shelton. I guess I should have promised him playing time. Yeah, we're still taking Stefan out. Get out, son. Get out. 3-2. I mean, the number of goals we've been giving up is ridiculous. Look at Hudson. What a dive, my friend. What a dive. When you're giving up 2 goals a game, it's hard to be consistent because that means you got to rely on your offense scoring 3 goals a game. And I don't know that we've got the talent for that. I mean, we're pretty good, but we're not that talented offensively. We're slowing it down, though. Romney, Richie Salvador. Good pass, the youngster. Crispum. Sends it wide. Sonora. Boy, that was a great pass. I certainly didn't see that pass, so that's some good vision. Do get a corner out of it. Ledesma, see if he can work some more of that magic. Sends it in. Nope. Kaloka is going to grab that one. No more shenanigans in front of goal for him. Bedoya gets a yellow card. Mark McKenzie comes off for Matthew Reel. Finally take out Madun Hanin. 71 minutes. Kaloka. We'll send one downfield. CJ Sapong wins that one easy to Picot. And Philadelphia does have very good attackers. Cannot forget that. Alexander, Najem. David Akam gets it out wide. Bedoya. What was that defense? What was that? Somebody should have got that ball. Either Hudson, the keeper, should have grabbed that. Probably should have. Somebody on defense. Look at that. Oh yeah, that was absolutely That was absolutely Hudson's fault. Delgado and Miller are looking exhausted, huh? Yep, they sure are. All right, so we'll bring in our third sub. Will have to be Beasler for Delgado. Miller's just going to have to... I guess Miller's just going to have to suck it up because we made that goalkeeper change. Which might not have been the best thing to do, but I'm just angry. I'm just raging against the machine at this point. I'm really just trying to find a miracle, I think, is what I'm trying to do. It's like DeVries earlier in the season. Like, he was just a miracle that happened. I drafted him, sure, and I put him in the lineup, but I didn't expect what we got out of him. I mean, he was one of the top players in the league for the first half of the year. So I'm just looking for that. Like, somebody come in and just be the best player in the league, please. I don't care how you do it. I don't care what your attributes look like. Just be best, as the First Lady would say. There we go. 3-3 draw to start things off. Weird, wacky game. Kiri Shelton, player of the match, 2 goals, 8.8 rating. Congratulations, you've earned yourself a starting nod. I don't know, you were unlucky, I guess. Get out of here. They scored some weird goals. I don't know. Okay. Can't wait for next game. You're going to see some interesting lineups next game. Barrios injured. 1 to 2 days, not too bad, but he's out as a starter. Yeah, there's going to be some interesting changes going on, so we'll see you for the next game, which is Montreal. Yes. See you for Montreal and see what wackiness we come up for then. Pause. Okay, we are back for this week's set of game. Well, this week's game of the week. Yes, you can tell how prepared I was to come back from the break. Anyway, we got some news going on this week. We had some criticism of our so-called physical play by Philadelphia, but that's fine. Water off a duck's back and all that stuff. DeVries has resumed his full training, but, I mean, it doesn't really matter to us because the roster deadline is already passed, so we can't re-register him. So I guess it wasn't a big deal that we put him on the season-ending injury list because he was out for long enough that it didn't matter. But it is good that he's back. He can start his rehab, and he's already finished his rehab. He can start his rehab training and all that kind of stuff. So that's good. We'll get him back healthy for next season and have some. He's probably going to be the starter at left wing next year because I don't know that Ledesma's coming back next year. But we'll see about that. USA call-up unlikely for Stefan after that debacle last week. I think the USA coaches saw that and said, I don't know if we're going to call this guy up. Ironically, though, Hudson did get a call-up from the USA under-23s. So we might have to put Stefan back in at goal. Anyway, we got the big story, the MLS weekend preview. Montreal versus Cincinnati. The 9th place team versus the 4th place team. Let's see, what's the big matchup today? LAFC versus Houston, 2nd versus 6th. Atlanta versus Columbus, 1st against 6th. And that's about it in terms of the top clashes. Ours isn't too bad, 4th against 9th. But yeah, let's go. Oh, the other thing that happened this week is Atlanta United wins the U.S. Cup. 1-1 in penalties over FC Dallas. So that means Atlanta United has a chance to go for the Triple Crown this year. They won the U.S. Cup. They're going to win the Supporters' Shield. And now the only question is, can they win the MLS Cup and get the triple crown of American soccer. We shall see. Here we go. Here's our matchup for today at Saputo Stadium in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. 11,000 on hand. Not so good. Half-empty stadium. Everywhere we go around the country, half-empty stadium. We'll be in the white jerseys today. Plain white. Looks like just plain white T-shirts with an MLS logo on the side. That's terrible. We need a jersey pack for these guys. Somebody find a jersey pack for FC Cincinnati. We're in poor form. They're in inconsistent form. They are the favorites, 6-4 to win the game. We got a friendly referee here, Rami Tuhan or Tuchan. I don't know. That's a weird name, but anyway, he only gives out an average of 0.9 cards per match. So basically 1 yellow per match. That fits our style just fine. Thank you. All right. We'll submit our team. Yes. Okay. So the roster deadline has passed, which is good. That means I can't make any more trades, can't bring in any more players. But the bad news is I can still make substitutions, which means I can still put in funky lineups. So we got Hudson in goal today. Romney, Akugo, Marquez, Miller. I think that proved to be we got 3 goals scored on us. So it didn't prove to be a solid defense, but, I was okay with it. I'm blaming it on the goalkeeper. But anyway, bringing in Akechi at midfield. Going to give him a shot down there because we don't really have a place for him up top at the moment. 7 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist. We'll see what he can do next to Delgado. Then we got Ledesma, Crispum, Sonora, and Shelton getting his second start. Meanwhile, Montreal, they've got Evan Bush in goal. Lovitz Jaguar, one of our favorite players from last season when I took over at Montreal. Diallo, another very good player. Ezekiel, he's new. Hutchinson, Piet at defensive midfielder. Nacho Piatti, Pato. Who's M. Pato? 27-year-old Argentinian. Came over on a free transfer this season to MLS. Montreal, we didn't look at their transfer history. He came in the July transfer window for free. So what is this guy all about? Pretty good. Nice mentals, good enough technicals, good enough physicals. So he's sort of a cerebral playmaker in the middle of the field. That's pretty good. Montreal could definitely use that. So we're going to have to watch out for that guy. Silva on the right. Jackson Hamel up top, the leading goal scorer. 12 goals in 12 starts. That's pretty good. He has had 14 appearances off the bench. That's pretty wild. But it looks like now he's the starter. So let's go. Let's get this puppy in motion. I don't know what that means, but we're going to do it. Let's see. Yeah. Closing down on those guys. Fullbacks. Short. Let's go. Kickoff. Saputo Stadium. Half empty. Nice day, though. Not raining. Like, in FM19, it seemed like it rained every match. Like, it doesn't matter. Even when I was playing out in LAFC, it's like sunny California. It rains like 5 days a year. And it rained every match in FM18. There's Crispum. I don't know what he's doing. I think him and Akechi right now are going to have some situations. They're going to be running into each other in the midfield. Because I've got Akechi playing the roaming playmaker, which might not be the best position for him. So maybe we should drop him back to, let's say, deep line playmaker and say, hang back, see what you can do. I mean, I'd like him to get forward. That's the problem. Here's Akugo's got a yellow card. Jaguar's going to take the free kick for Montreal. Piatti to Piatti. Jackson Amel. Hudson on the line there, but he manages to keep hold of it. No catastrophe. Boots it downfield. Sonora heads it on. Shelton looking, back to Senora, taking it out wide. Men charging forward. He sends it across. Ledesma with the header just wide. It wasn't bad, though. I like that. It was a nice counterattack. Here we go. Throw in. Ezekiel in his own side. Looking to get the ball forward. He does. Gets it to Silva, who bombs it forward to Jackson Amell in a foot race with a Kugo. He beats him to the ball, sends it back to Nacho. Nacho going out wide. It's Hudson with a stop, though. Nice play. Good defense to, sort of shuttle him to the outside so he couldn't make a beeline to the goal, and that allowed Hudson to, cut down the angle. So that was good. Bush sends it out. Kugo wins the header. Crispin's going to get it. No, he gets murdered. But Akechi sends it forward. Oh, he can't quite connect. It was a daring pass. Now here's Montreal on the counterattack. Jackson Amell gets in with Hudson. Doesn't matter. We can't stop him. Doesn't matter who's in goal. Can't count on our goalkeepers. Maybe I'm asking too much. Maybe I'm still stuck in FM18 mode. Keepers were a little better, a little stronger. Maybe now they're a little bit more realistic. I don't know. Kugo's book will tell him to ease off tackles. Hudson's a little anxious. We might be having shots, but they're coming from long range. Yeah. I agree with that. We do only have 4 shots, none on target. Okay. We're going to change our team instructions a little bit. Let's shorter passing, work the ball in the box. See if we can be a little bit more, disciplined on offense. Or at least a little bit more patient. That might be a better word for it. We got 6 shots, 1 on target. 39, 40 minutes. The other thing we're doing is we're like bombing it downfield. Where's that at? Where's the... Whoops. What happened? Crispin just scored as I was farting around with the tactics. What happened? Set piece, I'm sure. Ledesma, again, corner. Headed out by Diallo. Akechi to Crispum. Inside, look at that. Left-footed. Just sort of twinks it at the goal, and it goes right past 2 men and the keeper to tie it up before half. Wow. Montreal's not going to be happy about letting that goal in, but I am, so that's all that matters, right? There we go. Delgado, nice steal. Akechi bombs it ahead. Nobody there. Terrible defensive play. Shelton on the run. One-on-one with the keeper. Yes! Shelton. What was that butt slide? I don't know if I approve of that, but like you just unnecessarily got grass stains on your pants. What's up with that? Who's going to think of the equipment manager at this point? Ugh, Jaguar, that was an awful play, but Shelton... Nice goal. Short side. He's making a... that was a forward roll that just didn't show up on the initial animation. Okay. You're forgiven for that, Shelton. He said he wanted to play. He's put in 2 top-flight performances. Shelton taking Adi's place. I don't know what happened to Adi. He hit a wall. The other teams figured him out. I don't know. But we're going to pep talk. Happy with your performance. Keep it up. Whatever you did, whatever you started doing, let's keep doing it. So what did we do? We started holding possession, and we started working the ball in the box. And what do? We get a special teams goal, and we get a counterattack goal. I mean, they messed up. That second goal was on them, not necessarily on anything we did. But Akechi got a little bit of flair in that midfield. You know, he takes a lot of chances. Tries killer balls, as they say. I think I'm actually training him to try killer balls. Is that true? Is that something I'm remembering? Because I remember having an argument with my assistant coach about it. And he says, no, we can't do that. And I'm like, hey, listen to me, buddy. I've got lots of experience. Development, shouldn't it say somewhere? Training. Penalty taking. Yeah, right there. Green. Tries killer balls often. We're training him for that. So there you go. I take full and complete credit for everything he does for the rest of his career. Yeah, 60 minutes. We're cruising now. All right. With our 1-goal lead. Should we drop back? The infamous drop back. No, we're not going to. We're just going to hold possession. 55% possession. They're looking frustrated. Here's Akechi. Corner. Throws it back post to Akugo. Sends it high. Bono didn't have to touch that one. Hutchinson's playing awful. Lovitz with the throw in to Nacho. Oh, what is that? Good steal by Senora. Crispum bombs it ahead. Shelton using his speed gets by one man. Evan Bush is able to deflect it. But Shelton, a little bit of a different dynamic up top with that speed. Catchy again. Sends one in again. Bush gathers that in. That was going wide anyway. Piet out. Here's another catchy. Another ball. Kugo can't beat Piatti to the ball, but we retain possession. Delgado to Senora with the shot over the goal. Senora may be our best long shooter on the team with like 10 or something. 11 even. Look at that. Outrageously good. What's the catch he's got? What does he have in English? He's got 12. It's even better. Here's Ledesma now. Free kick. Drops it back. Cheeky to Shelton. He takes a rip. Just wide. What's Shelton's long shooting? Survey says 7. Not so good. Miller's tired. Again, Miller seems to be wearing out at the end of the season. Do I bring Klute in? I mean, Klute has like a garbage rating this season. 6 something. But we can't afford Miller getting injured. Delgado, likewise. He is fairly replaceable, though, with Beasler. I mean, they're basically the same dude, just wearing a different jersey. So let's go. 2 subs at the 89th minute, as you do. It's fine. 2 minutes of added time is over now. 30 seconds. Ledesma with a corner. Sends it in. Akugo heads it out. And there it is. 2-1 victory over Montreal. 17 shots. 7 on target. Montreal, 21 fouls. They only had 4 shots. All 4 were on target. But we sort of beat them with, again, possession, 59% possession, and just mass firepower. Just firing as many shots as we can at the goal. So there we go. A draw and a win. I guess that's our best run in a while. So good work. Did what you needed to do. Way to go. Continuation. All right. So that was a fairly positive episode. Vintage display ensures Cincinnati a victory. There we go. We secured a playoff spot with that victory. Outstanding. Good behavior award for Marquez. So now his next yellow card isn't going to be a suspension. That's very important going into the playoffs. Crispum drives Cincinnati forward with a goal and a 9-0 rating. That's why I didn't want to put a Ketchy back at the advanced playmaker, because Crispum is playing so well right now. Got to keep him in there. So let's see. Competitions-wise, back up to third. Atlanta is qualified. New England has secured playoffs, so we still have a chance to catch New England for the second place. And that would, get us automatically into the next round of the playoffs. We wouldn't have to play in the wild card round with the rest of these blue boys down here. Let's see what else is happening. Toronto has caught up to Columbus. They are now tied with Columbus. But Columbus has the edge in a goal differential, I guess. Other than that, they're exactly the same. So it's going to be quite a race for the bottom here. Quite a race for the top, excluding Atlanta, who has just buried the rest of the league. 66 points on the season. 19 wins, 9 draws, only 2 losses on the whole year for Atlanta United. Look out. Who did they lose to? Did we beat them? No, we didn't beat them. Who did they lose to? They lost to DC United and Houston very early. Since then, they've just been cruising, including a U.S. Cup win as well. So, ouch. It's going to be rough this year to deny Atlanta United, but the playoffs are a whole other situation. Playoffs are like, all you have to have is 2 good games, sometimes only 1 good game, and you can eliminate a team that's much better than you. So, that's it for now. Come back. We've qualified for the playoffs. Should we just come back for the playoffs, or do we want to play out the season? Don't know. Now I'm confused. There's still 4 games left. A lot can happen in 4 games. But these games are... we're still fighting for the second place. So we'll keep showing the games. And, we'll show that race, because that's still important. So, until next time, we'll see you later.